Alright friends, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, a very special good evening to everyone. This is myself Shabnam at day 15 of our full stack web development series from the code Ark. Hoping you all are very fine, taking a good care of your health, but at the same time studying, learning, working back at your respective places. Good. Fine. I would be glad if you could acknowledge in the chat section I'm audible, visible to you or not before we could go ahead. Yes. Good evening, Vishwa. Good evening, Raj. Good evening, Wasim. Good evening, Technical Deva. Good evening, Naveen. Okay. All right. ठीक है. ठीक है. Fine. Without wasting any more minute of our time, since we have got to do a lot of work today, let's start. First of all, I apologize. I told you yesterday that I will be joining in 15 minutes early to write the program of denomination, correct? Denomination of the currency. Don't worry, leave it upon us. I'll write the code for you. If not today, then maybe tomorrow. Alright, I hope you got my point. That's one thing. Next, let's have a quick recap of what we have learned yesterday. We introduced ourselves yesterday mainly to the concept of functions. Good, thank you. Alright, I divided function procedure or the use of function as a procedure into two steps: function definition and function call. Correct? Those of our friends who are missing yesterday, or if you have not watched the session of yesterday, function banao, function bulao. Is it okay? Fine. In JavaScript, the functions are created using the keyword function. I hope that's clear. Is that okay? Okay. By the way, if you want to call the function, there are many ways. We called the function yesterday on click event of the button. Also, in short, we try to understand what are events on an HTML page and how to handle those events. Whereas what is event and how to do event handling in Java, it's a very huge topic. We will be dealing with event and different event handling slowly in different lectures. Like one day understanding how to handle the click event, one day understanding how to handle the load event of the page, one day understanding maybe how to handle the key down event or key up event and so on. So all this thing cannot be covered up in just 1 hour class. Alright, fine. Out of some different methods of creating a data type, I think we learned just one difference between let and where. I would suggest we make use of let because where comes with a lot of disadvantages that has been almost overcome by let. Is that okay? All of us fine? Okay. Today let us begin again. Continue with JavaScript. Yep. Yesterday and Tuesday notes are not in. Yesterday I remember even Tuesday notes are not there in the group. Okay, fine. I'll check and respond to the group. Okay, I was too occupied yesterday, Naveen, till today. It was there right in my mind to forward the notes. But today, as soon as the lecture ends, in fact, I'll do the work first. Is it okay? Today's and yesterday. Tuesday, I need to check. I hope you got my point. But I promise you, I'll do it. Is it okay? Fine. Chaliye. Would suggest if you could attend the class with your notebooks and pen. Writing the point, making notes by our own never makes us forget something easily. Is that clear? Fine. So that's one thing. The concept that we are going to learn today in JavaScript is conditional statement. And I would like to tell you, conditional statement is important not only for JavaScript, but this topic is equally important in any programming language. I hope you got my point. In fact, आप किसी भी language की बात करिए, programming language, conditional statement is a core part of the language. Is that okay? Fine. Alright. So what is this conditional statement? How to use, why to use, when to use, all these questions, let us answer them one by one. To start the class, let me take you straight to Visual Studio Code. If any of our friend attending the first session today, we write most of the programs in Visual Studio Code. Is it fine? Okay, so here we go. This is Visual Studio Code open. And I'm working in a folder called as day 15. This icon is to create a new file. And the one next to it is to create a new folder. I click to create a new file. It asks me for the file name. And I enter the file name as day 15 program1.html. I create another file, day 15 program2, but extension not HTML, instead JavaScript. Is that okay? Alright. On an HTML page, I don't want to code head, title, body. So since last 2 lectures what we have been doing, हम क्या कर रहे हैं? Without quoting or without typing any tag, angular bracket wala tag, you just type exclamation, hit enter. The minimum code required to develop an HTML page automatically is provided by Visual Studio Code. Is it right? वो minimum HTML code जो कोई भी web page design करने के लिए बनाने के लिए लगता है, वो skeleton ढांचा, am I right? That skeleton automatically Visual Studio Code and gives you. Alright, so this is the benefit of working under Visual Studio Code as compared to what we had started with like Notepad or WordPad. Okay, minimum changes I make in this automatically generated code. Minimum changes I make it. Okay, let me call this as, say, title of the page day 15. Okay, give me a moment of time. I read the chat section. Yes, my friend. Yes, regarding the interview questions, in fact, we have actually not yet gained that much of knowledge that I could share with you some points that could be based on interview. You understood? But those things are right in our mind. In fact, we have framed the entire series in such a way that we will be having some mock interview sessions. I hope you got my point. Some technical question sessions, some technical round, some group discussion session, wherein most of this question could be clear. But even during lectures, as and when those questions come, I shall keep sharing them. Technical Deva, this is what a name is. I hope you understood. Okay. Okay. So this is the body of the page. Just to check whether my code is working or not, I write something in the heading tag. Say good evening. Heading tag closes. I save this and I open the program using live server. Okay, good. So day 15 is a title set and good evening is a heading. Is it fine? Okay. I come here in a JavaScript. Just to check whether JavaScript works or not, I code one alert box with a message hi. Okay. Each statement in JavaScript must be ended with a semicolon. Make sure before you start a new statement of JavaScript, the previous one was or is ended. अगला लाइन ऑफ कोड लिखने से पहले मेक श्योर पिछला लाइन ऑफ कोड को सेमीकोलन देकर एंड किया था कि नहीं, वरना सिंटैक्स एरर जनरेट करेगा. That's it. One line code is my small program of JavaScript. Include this JS file in an HTML document. How to do that? Using a script tag. I code for this tag inside the head part. So I write script. Source of the script is JavaScript. And I close this. Save, run, and it is here. Okay, so everything has been tested. They are working. Alright, come on. I quick want to create a button and show the message hello or hi. Alright, quickly. ये message ऐसा alert box automatic नहीं आना चाहिए like yesterday. Alright, but I just want to display this alert box if somebody clicks a button. Right, so how to do that? Come on, I come here. I create a simple button. It would be good if you consider button and input boxes inside a form. Now, since we are not dealing with the get method and the post method, I don't consider forms as important. Alright, maybe in a day or two, just for a matter of day or two, 1-2 लेक्चर की बात है. उसके बाद हम ये इस बात का जरूर ध्यान देंगे कि बटन्स हो या टेक्स्ट बॉक्सेस हो या लेबल्स हो या इनपुट बॉक्सेस हो, ये सब हमने प्रॉपर फॉर्म में एनक्लोज किया है कि नहीं. But as of now, we are still acting as if we are beginner to programming, keeping the things very simple. Okay, so this is button. I want to display on this button some text called as click me. Okay, let me handle the click event of this button. You see how many events are here: on abort, on blur, on can play, play through, on change, on click, on drag. Are you understanding? If somebody drags the button, what should happen? Is that clear? If somebody drag and leave, if somebody drag and enter, if somebody drags and end, if somebody double clicks, and if you could scroll down this menu, वो दुनिया भर के events के option देता है आपको. You understanding? On ended, on input, on key down, on key press. भाई आपको कौन सा event handle करना है? Button से end user, there are 100 ways a user can interact with it. Correct? Alright, fine. So let me write on click. Is that okay? Okay, on click I want to call some function, but since that function is not yet coded, अभी तक उसको हमने code नहीं किया, so I keep that part blank. Come inside JavaScript. Put this code means enclose this code inside a function. Let me say that function, and name of this function is display. Okay, remember function always ends with opening closing round bracket, and function always has a function body. So this opening closing curly bracket defines the scope of the body. Is it? मतलब यहाँ से line number 2 से start करते हुए क्या पूरा program ही function है? That is what is the meaning of declaring block. Am I right? Especially my friends who are new to the concept of coding. What is the definition of function? Go back. We defined yesterday. It's like a set of tasks. तो किसी ने ये function display को बुलाया, तो मतलब right starting from line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, line number 5. Like is this entire code, entire program the same function? No. और अगर नहीं तो मार्क करके बताइए फंक्शन कहां से शुरू होता है, कहां खत्म होता है. So that work is done by opening closing curly bracket called as a function block or a function scope. That's what is the meaning of scope, people. Coverage. Am I right? The area it covers, or the boundary it covers, or the limit it covers. That's the coverage. Okay, anyways, I want to display alert message here. Okay, I save this, but the output will be still not here. This is the previous output. I refresh. Okay, I say click me, but there's nothing happening because we have not handled the click event of this button. So let me come back to HTML, which is our design tool or design page. On clicking this button, that function display should be called. But display को HTML तब बुलाएगा if the file who has coded display is already included. Okay, a good time we spent yesterday to understand this point. Display is not inbuilt function of JavaScript, correct? तो JavaScript objection लेगा भाई, मेरा तो function नहीं है display, जैसा मेरा alert है, prompt है, print है. You understood? Display is not my function. आपने बनाया है क्या? क्या आपने बनाया है? और अगर बनाया है तो किधर डिफाइन किया है बताइए, so that I can go to that file, I can go into that place and read its definition, its prototype, right? So we have already included that file inside script tags, src attribute. Am I right? So it goes inside this file, opens this file as a library, checks भाई ये function का definition कहीं मिलता है क्या, read it line by line. Okay, मिल गया. क्या करना है इस function में, उसका block बताएगा. It says display the alert. Right? So I click save, I come here, I say click me, and it comes here. Okay, click me, okay, click me, Okay, so that alert box comes this time only on the click event of the button. Is that fine? All of us correct? But today what I want to do, listen to my question carefully. 5-6 काम आज छोटे छोटे करना है. Number 1, now we'll take up a speed. Okay, I want to accept a number in the prompt box and display that number on the screen if somebody clicks the button show. Is that very clear? Right? Display a number accept a number in the prompt box. Okay, आप यूजर से prompt box में नंबर इनपुट करवाइए. नंबर इनपुट करने के बाद there should be some button on the page called as show button. If I click on the show button, then the data should be displayed, then entered number. In fact, the prompt box itself should come if I click on that button. Is it okay? So let's see how to do that. Come here. So this is my JavaScript file. I code for another function. Let me say function show. Okay, this is a function. First of all, this function says prompt enter a number. Yeah, you can enter a number first also. बाहर भी input लिया होता तो भी चलता था. This is how I am manipulating. Clear? Fine. So there is a button called as show, for example. If you click on this button, there will be an input box coming up. Whatever you enter, it will show on the screen also. Okay, so enter a number. For those who have missed the class when we learned prompt, prompt is a function in JavaScript to take input from the user. Right? हमारे वो सारे दोस्त जो आज पहली बार क्लास में आ रहे हैं और उनको prompt के बारे में नहीं पता है, तो prompt is that function in JavaScript who takes input from the user. But remember, whatever you input will always be accepted in the form of string. So that if you want to do any arithmetic operation upon it, you have to first convert it into number. Alright. Okay. Anyway, so let me accept this number and store it in a variable x. We have yet not come to the point what's the difference between x and where x, or what is the difference between just writing x and let x. As I told you yesterday, once we understand the scope, global scope, local scope, we will be in an easy state to understand the difference between x, where x, let x, and so on. Okay, so let us not have an entire cake at once. Let us go slice by slice. Okay, you will also learn programming peacefully. So I accepted a number, I stored it in a variable x. Okay, and I want to print this x in some alert box. Or let me say on the page. So let me write document.write x. Is it okay? Fine. Document.write x. So let's say save. Okay. I create a button here called as show. Can I change this button click me to show if you don't mind? Okay. If somebody clicks on this button show, don't call the function display. Instead call the button show. Is it okay? Instead call the function show. Right? I speak one more time. If someone clicks, if you are confused, तो कोई बात नहीं, जाने दो, इसे display रहने दीजिए. This was click me. Let's create another button. I give a break. That means go on the next line. Create another button whose value or text will be displayed as a caption show. But if someone clicks this button, please call the function from JS file called as show. Is it okay? Alright, let me see whether it works or not. Okay, so there are two buttons here. If I click on click me, it says hi. But if I click on show, it asks me to enter a number first. I enter the number as 55. I say okay, and it displays me on the screen. हाँ, आप चाहते हो भाई मुझे 55 दूसरे पेज पर नहीं बताए, उसी के नीचे कहीं बताए, like below show. You understood? 55 दूसरे पेज पर जाके ना बताए, because if it shows me on the another page like this, once again to come back to the button page containing button I have to refresh it, right? तो भैया बार बार रिफ्रेश कौन करेगा? उसी के नीचे आउटपुट बताए. So what I do is, let me create one blank paragraph somewhere. Okay, नीचे ऊपर किधर भी. हाँ, I create some blank paragraph. Let me give its ID as P1, like paragraph 1. I don't write anything inside the paragraph. Okay, but do mention ID of the paragraph. ये paragraph empty है, हमने अंदर कुछ नहीं लिखा. Come to the JavaScript file. Instead of writing X on the document, that means on the web page. Okay, this time let me comment this, people. This time let me say document dot get element by ID P1, who is a paragraph in HTML file. Inner HTML, a property to set text on the control, is equal to X. Is that okay? Fine. So that means inner HTML property paragraph की उस पर हमने X को सेट कर दिया, X को डाल दिया, X को बता दिया. Save this, come back here, click on show. It is asking me to enter a number. I write the number 55. Okay, it says 55. Alright, and if you want to show this proper message, the number you entered is 55. हाँ तो concatenate करिए फिर. Like this, see. The number you entered is. Okay, now this is a string. I cannot write X here. Then X will be printed as it is. अब देखिए, अगर ऐसा करोगे आप, so click on show. I write 55. No, the number you entered is X. अरे, who was interested to print the name of the variable? Friends, are you understanding my point? Who was interested? किसको देखना था? Name of the variable. We want to see what's the value stored in that variable. So to display the value of the variable, we write it outside the quotes, right? ऐसे. It is X. But then होगा क्या? You see, it is showing me an error. This string will be isolated and this variable will be isolated. ऐसे कैसे चलेगा भाई? इनको join करने के लिए कुछ चाहिए. So that is nothing but plus, which is called as a concatenation operator. And it is used to concatenate two strings. Or string and a number. Or number and a number, etc. Am I right? दो integer है तो उसे add कर देता है. एक integer एक string है तो concatenate कर देता है. जैसे कि India and 1. So the concatenated string becomes India 1. Come on, look what I do here. India plus 1. So this becomes concatenated string India 1. Right? But if it is like this, come on. और अगर ये ऐसे है India and 1, I hope ये हम practically करके देखेंगे. Practically people, वो कैसे बताता है. Is that clear? Fine. अच्छा, ये बताइए मुझे, instead of taking India this side, if I write like this, 7 plus 1. Now this time, both of them are not string, they are both number. So, वो concatenate नहीं बल्कि उनको add करेगा. Yes, is that clear? So, if there are two strings or one string, one number, one string, तो वो सब cases में concatenation होता है. And if both of them are numbers, then it makes sure that it adds them. Alright, so basically what is happening here, this part of the string is getting added with data stored in X. What is data stored in X? Suppose 55. तो ये इसके साथ में attach हो जाएगा, add हो जाएगा, concatenate हो जाएगा. Let me get rid of all this. ये सब हटा देते हैं. All this out. Okay, save, run. Click on the show button. I enter the number, suppose 66. I say okay. Okay, so the number you entered is 66. I hope people are understanding. Is that okay? All of us. अच्छा, this time अभी हमको क्या करना है? my first important task of today. Before I could show you conditional statement, girls and boys, पहली बार हम कुछ ऐसा कर रहे हैं अभी. See, if I click on show, it is asking me to enter a number in this type of prompt box, right? No, but to enter a number, text box हमको पहले से screen पे offer करना है. Alright, like Facebook does or Amazon does. If I go to purchase an item on Amazon, you just have to enter the quantity to add in cart, right? So how many number of, say I want to purchase some coconut oil bottle, 100 ml coconut oil. हाँ तो 2 bottle चाहिए कि 3 bottle चाहिए, they will provide me proper text box there or some buttons to increment or decrement the quantity, right or not? Similarly, if I want to create a new account on Facebook, I say sign up. So automatically some empty text boxes will come to accept my name, my date of birth, my email ID, my contact number, my password. To confirm, once again retype the password. हाँ तो भाई ये सब टेक्स्ट बॉक्सेस जिसमें डेटा एंटर होगा वो ऑटोमेटिक आता है, किसी बटन को क्लिक करने से इनपुट नहीं मांगता है. ऐसा आपको स्ट्रक्चर चाहिए. सो गेट रिड ऑफ दिस, आउट, कम हियर, कम. दिस इज माय HTML पेज. Is it okay? Okay, let us code here. I am coding here. You code wherever you want. Boys and girls, जरूरी नहीं है जैसे हम कर रहे हैं आपको भी वैसे ही करना है. A programmer or developer should always be curious to know what if I change the stuffs. मैंने इसको इधर नहीं उधर लिखा तो क्या होगा, वो वैसा किया तो क्या होगा. That experimentations, those trials give us expertise in the technology. Okay, so I'm coding it here. Let's say label. Instead of label, I can use paragraph as well. Those who are confused by label क्यों use किया आपने, अरे तो paragraph use करिए, heading 1 use करिए, जो करना है करिए. So this is my label. I say enter a number. Come on. Enter a number. I'm going little slow today here. But this task from tomorrow should happen in a minute of time. कल से ये काम 1-1 मिनट में होना चाहिए. Alright, so enter a number. It's my habit that I code in peace and check the output. It's my habit. So let me see what is the output till here. Okay, so it says enter a number. Button show बाजू में आ रहा है तो यहाँ पर let us give it a break. Let me give it a break here. Is it okay? You want more breaks? Give more breaks. Enter a number. But after enter a number, I want some input box to be given. We all know how to create an input box. We all know that. So let me say input type is equals to text. You can write type is equals to number also. Just to make sure that nobody enters ABCD in the text box. It will do automatic validation. Okay, for example, enter your age. Now I am very sure age में कभी भी alphabet accept नहीं होना चाहिए, तो वो केस में we write by type is equals to number. Right? So choice is yours. You write type is equals to text. You write type is equals to number. Right? I am writing here text as of. Input type is equals to number. I give some ID to this text box, say T1. Is that okay? And my input box closes. Check. Check. Okay, enter a number. So number is here. I enter the number as 10. I enter the number as 100 or 1002. So what is one thing for sure? Input इस बार बटन को क्लिक करने से prompt box में नहीं देना पड़ा. Right? For those who don't understand Hindi, I told the difference in execution or in output this time was I didn't provide the input inside the prompt box, but we provided input inside the text box. Is it okay? Fine. But now if I say click show, okay. This is still asking for a prompt box. So let us come here. और वो prompt box को यहाँ से निकाल दो. Save it. Okay. Cancel. Right. I enter something and if I still say show, it either will give you an error or it shows you no output. Why? Because last time we were displaying message from the prompt box. This time we have to display data which is entered in the text box, correct? Alright, so this is our next important concept today. Please mark it as bold. All my friends, mark it as bold. ये बात ध्यान से deep penetrate into your mind and understand. How to accept values from HTML controls in JavaScript. Is it right? Or let me say how to access the values instead of using the term accept here. Accept तो आप कर चुके, देखिए 44. Am I right? So data which is entered in the text box or in the radio box or in the check boxes, वो डेटा टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में या चेक बॉक्स में क्या एंटर्ड है वो हम जावास्क्रिप्ट में कैसे लेंगे, how to bring that data, how to access the data in the text boxes or input boxes of HTML in JavaScript. Try to understand. Okay, so let me write the code all again. I write here, let's say x is equals to document dot get element by id, but whose id you want the data present or entered in the text box, right? This is my text box where 44 is entered in front of you. इस text box के अंदर कौन सा नंबर entered है वो पता करने के लिए आपको पहले ये text box का ID पता होना चाहिए. Am I right? Look, what is ID of this text box when I created? We call it as T1. Because it is possible there is no one. There are two text boxes on the screen. Am I right? There are two text boxes on the screen or on the page. These text boxes will be accessed with their respective ID. Friends, I hope you are understanding that. Well, for example, there are so many men in a country called as Raj or Rahul. But all the Rahuls will not have same PAN number or same Aadhaar card number or same license number or same passport number. Because that is their unique identities, correct or not? Fine. So that's called as ID here. But there are more than one text box, but I am calling the one. मैं उसको बुला रहा हूँ. JavaScript says मैं तो उसको बुला रहा हूँ जिसका ID T1 है. Because उसके अंदर कौन सा value है मुझे वो चाहिए. Good. Declare it, guys. Thank you, Navin. In fact, other of my friends who are attending, please say yes or no. That's the most important concept. This is the most important concept, and from tomorrow we won't spend this much of time to understand this point. And 10, 20 text boxes are present on the web page. But I am interested in the one whose name is T1. Correct? So what do? I come here, get element or call element whose ID is T1. Dot, not inner HTML this time, value. You understood? So this is the property of the text box which will return the value stored inside it. Good, thank you. Thank you, Chirag. Thank you, Krutik. Thank you, Wasim. Is it okay? So when you say T1 dot value, who is T1? T1 is a text box. What is T1 dot value? That is 44. The value which is present in the text box. Is it okay? Similarly, who is P1? P1 is a paragraph. But P1 dot value means what is present in the paragraph. Is that clear? T2, for example, there is a second text box called as T2. वो तो उसका नाम है भाई, उसका ID है. But when I say T2 dot value, that means उस box के अंदर क्या है वो value return करो. So this is how we access the value from the text boxes in the local variable of JavaScript using a value property. Correct? So document dot get element by ID T1. उसका value क्या है उसको x में डालो, assign करो, and now display x on the screen. Okay, I am displaying x again as in the paragraph using inner HTML. This line of code I am not changing. Okay, means display हम अभी भी उधर ही कर रहे हैं जहाँ पहले कर रहे थे. The only difference is last time we were reading input from the prompt box. This time we are reading input from the text box. HTML input type text box, people, and storing in a local variable x. Good. Let's see it's working or not. Come here. Okay. Enter a number 55. Okay. Again, enter a number 67. Okay. Again, enter a number 19999. And so and so. Is that very clear to you? So what if I have two text boxes? Quick. What if I have two text boxes? Say first one says enter first number. And the second one's just a moment. Just a moment. Before I could use two text box, guys, I want to display one small concern here. One small thing. See, if I enter a number 66, it says your number is 66. But this time I want to show on the screen, if the entered number is more than 100, we will write greater. But if the entered number is less than 100, we will write lesser. Is that okay? आप जो नंबर एंटर कर रहे हो, अगर वो 100 से बड़ा है तो मैसेज देना ऑन द स्क्रीन इज ग्रेटर देन 100, and if it is not greater than 100, then write message on the screen it is less than 100. This is called as condition based coding. Alright guys, see, before coming to programming, technically speaking coding, you talk about our personal lives. Okay, you know what, every day there are so many instances around us where we come on the basis of condition based decision, isn't it? For example, it's raining very heavy outside here. Now I had decided at 5 p.m. if it rains very heavy, I will go to my class. I will not go to my class, otherwise I'll go. You understood? I repeat the point again, इसको थोड़ा change करके. Say if the rain continues till tomorrow, I won't go to office. It started raining here. If the rain continues till tomorrow, I won't go to my college. I will not go to office. And if the rain doesn't continue, it stops, I will go. That means what is this? This is a condition based decision. Is that okay? If it is raining very heavy, I will go by auto rickshaw. Otherwise I will go by foot. Means हम चल के ही चले जाएंगे. तो चल के जाना है या रिक्शे से जाना है या ट्रेन से जाना है. So this decision is to be taken based on some condition. Yep, correct. That's called as a conditional statement. Is it okay? That's called, if I feel well, I'll go. If I do not feel well, I don't go. Is it, I'm in a happy mood, I'll eat this. If I'm not in a happy mood, I'll eat that. I hope you got my point. That's called as a condition based coding. In fact, to your surprise, more than 20-25% of the code in any ordinary project is condition based coding only. Alright, and JavaScript writes conditional programming using if else statement. Okay, this could be very known to my friends who are coming here from IT background, especially from C, C++, Java and even Python. Most of the programming languages writes condition statement using if else. Okay, if condition is true तो ये करना, else वो करना. For example, see, this is how we write if else in JavaScript. This is how we write. Say if it rains, then this is the block people. Block means क्या क्या करना है अगर ये true है तो. You understood? If it rains, for example, if it is raining, first of all, I will go by auto rickshaw. Number 2, I will take umbrella. Else, I will go on foot. I will not carry an umbrella. I hope you get my point. भाई बारिश आ रही है तो अभी क्या 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 करना है उसकी पूरी लिस्ट बना दो आप. I will carry some plastic also with me. I will do this. I will do that. But if it is not raining, a lot of things will minimize. I will go on foot. I will not carry umbrella and all. Right? So that is what is the reason we declare the block. If the condition is true, बताते जाइए क्या 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 करना है. Else, if the condition is not true, exactly. That's what I want to say. Else, if the condition is not true, तो बताते जाइए क्या 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 करना है. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Right? So this is a common syntax of using if else in JavaScript. Hoping you are understanding, right? I could read something that Chirag had written, I think, or I missed, I don't know. Like if it is not raining, or else it is. People see conditions are written only with if. So don't expect me to write here the condition again. Else if it doesn't rain. Understood? If along with else we don't write ideally the condition. Why? Because if it rains, suppose if it is true, तो ये करना है. And if it is not true, so you don't have to define the condition for it to be not true. Na? There is only two possibilities. Either it rains or it does not rain. Right? So most of the time conditions are written only with if, not with else. I hope you got my point. Correct? If it rains, yes, to ye karo. No, to wo karo. That's it. I hope the concept and logic behind is understood. If I feel well tomorrow, I'm sick, I'm not keeping well, I'm having fever. For example, by सुबह तक मेरी तबीयत अच्छी हो गई. If I feel well by tomorrow, I will go to office. Otherwise, I will not. So you say otherwise, no. You don't repeat the condition again, correct? Because it is but obvious, naturally it is understood. If you're well, good. Otherwise, you won't be well. Right? So don't repeat the condition in syntax with else part. If someone could acknowledge to us in the chat section, we would be very grateful to you. Is that clear? Yes. Okay, fine. So let's see quickly how to write this and achieve in the good. How to write and achieve here. Fine. So I took a value from x. Convert this into integer. Guys, इसको integer में ज़रूर convert करो. Because this, anything you enter in the text box, anything you enter in the prompt box is by default taken as a string. So let me call it as pass int. Okay, that means whatever value we are getting from t dot value, we are converting into integer. Okay, and here I write if x is greater than 100. I hope you got my point. X is greater than 100. Is that clear? Greater than is a comparison operator in JavaScript. Like this. Okay. Remember one day we had studied arithmetic operator? Arithmetic operators. So that is one group of operators. Second group of operator is nothing but comparison operators. And who are the comparison operator? Greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. That means if I write like this, greater than equal to, means both of them could be true. Either x is greater than 100 or it could be equal to 100. दोनों भी चलेगा भाई. Less नहीं होना चाहिए. That's what I want to say. It should not be less than. Either x is greater, nahin? Okay, so x is equal to, is that okay? What is the last option left now? It is less than. That will come into else part. And if you write greater, it will check only for x being greater to 100, not to be equal with 100. Okay, so if x is greater than 100, document dot get element by id, that paragraph, dot set inner HTML. Let me write like this. X, whatever is present in x, x is greater than 100. Okay. Otherwise, let me get rid of this. Else document dot get element by id, that paragraph, dot inner HTML. X is not greater than 100 or maybe less than 100. Hoping you are understanding. Make sure that you are ending it with semicolon always. Okay, so let me save this. Let me come here on our page where it is showing output. Okay, enter a number. So let me write enter number as 560. Okay, this is greater than 100. and 45, it is not greater than 100. Is that okay? Acha, now I want to check whether entered number is divisible by 10 or not. Okay, आप जो number enter कर रहे हो, is it divisible by 10? Like when if I write 560, the 560 is divisible by 10, correct? 10 into 56, that will be 560. Completely divisible है, but 45 is not divisible by 10. You agree, right? 45 is not divisible by 10. आप उसको divide करोगे तो आंसर आएगा 4.5. Correct? That means it is not divisible by 10. It's producing answer in a decimal number, correct? So how to do that? Come here. I just change the condition, rest I keep it as it is. If x modulus 10. Okay, remember this arithmetic operator mod which we practiced that day? Modulus, people. What is the use of modulus? It always returns the remainder, right? तो अगर हम ऐसे बोलते हैं 560 मॉड्यूलस 10, मतलब 560 को 10 से डिवाइड करने पर जो रिमाइंडर आएगा वो. Is it okay? So that is what is the meaning. If x modulus 10, another new thing, equal. Okay, double equal to is again a comparison operator. It checks for equality. You're right, Chira. Correct. That's what I wrote. Correct. I read your message now. Okay, double equal to. See, single equal to, that is assignment. For example, x equal to 10. So what is the meaning of that? Right side value 10 got assigned to left side variable x. हम स्कूल में एल्जेब्रा में ऐसा पढ़ते थे, LHS RHS, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड राइट हैंड साइड. सो असाइनमेंट मैथमेटिक्स में कैसे होता है? ऑलवेज राइट साइड वैल्यूज आर असाइन्ड टू द लेफ्ट साइड, वाइस वर्सा इज नॉट ट्रू. यू कैन नॉट असाइन x to 10. 10 is assigned to x. This is how equal to works, correct or not? Equal to ऐसे ही काम करता है भाई, राइट साइड का डेटा वैल्यू असाइन करता है टू द लेफ्ट साइड. But if you write like this, x equal to 10, so this time 10 will not be assigned to x. In fact, we are asking whatever is present in x, is it equal to 10? You got my point? Is it equal to 10? That means that's called as a comparison. Is that okay? Answer could be either true or false. That's called as a comparison operator. We understand English meaning of the word comparison. Comparing something with something, A with B, X with Y, I with J. Okay, so if this is equal to comparison operator, exclamation and equal to, this is called as not equal to operator. Okay, these are all comparison operators, people. Double equal to, exclamation mark and equal to means not equal to. तो अगर ऐसा लिखा होता तो x not equal to 10. So it will check, is x not equal to 10? Are you understanding? Is x by not equal to 10 or what? So again it returns true or false. Right? So if this condition is true, after dividing x by 10, if the remainder is equal to 0, that means it is completely divisible. Modulus क्यों use किया हमने? Because modulus returns the remainder. 560 को 10 से अगर divide किया तो what is the remainder? 0. तो ये पूरा पार्ट 0 हो जाएगा and 0 is equal to 0. Am I right? If you compare 0 on the left side with 0 on the right side, हाँ तो भाई true है, 0 तो 0 के बराबर है. But if I divide 45 by 10, come on. But if I divide 45 by 10, what is the remainder? 10 4s are 40. 5 is the remainder. So this expression को evaluate करने पर answer is 5 and 5 is not equal to 0. So this will give me false. I hope you got my point. So x after dividing by 10, if it is equal to 0, print x is, instead of greater, let me say divisible by 10. Else don't write the condition again, because if it is not equal to 0 तो और भी कुछ भी क्यों ना हो, 0 तो नहीं है ना भाई. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? if I divide x by 10, Harini, I'll come to your point and understand this concept first. Why are you not writing the condition here again? See, if I divide x by 10, if the remainder is 0 तो बात करना. 0 अगर रिमाइंडर नहीं है तो कुछ भी क्यों ना हो, हमको क्या करना है? 0 तो नहीं है ना भाई. 0 होता दैट मीन्स नंबर इज कंप्लीटली डिविजिबल. अब जब 0 है ही नहीं तो 1 हो या 2 हो या 9 हो या 8 हो, remainder is not 0, that means it is not divisible. Is it okay? I hope you got my point. Correct? So that means x is not divisible by 10. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? So we save this. Let's come here. Enter a number 560. Yes, it is divisible. Okay, again enter a number 45. Sorry, it is not divisible. I hope you understand again. Is that clear? Fine. Acha, now suppose I want to check like this. A number should be, let me do like this. Okay, let us take two numbers this time. Come on, here we go. This is an HTML page. Okay, enter. Instead of writing enter a number, I wrote enter first number. Check. Okay. Let's copy paste this code to create one more text box. I hope you don't mind if I copy paste that. Okay. BR for a break, people. एक के नीचे एक आने के लिए break. And I just changed this from first to second and change the ID of the text box to 2 because 2 control cannot have same ID. See, enter first number, enter second number. Right? Suppose I enter first number as 100, I enter second number as 57. Now I want to find out which number is greater. First number is greater or the second number is greater. Who will help me to write the code? भाई first number greater है कि second number greater है, वो message देना है. X is greater or somebody else is greater. Fine. Okay, come on. Let's come to JavaScript. First, inside this function, the way you are getting value from the first text box, take the value of the second text box also. Let me store that value in y. Okay, पहले integer में convert कर देते हैं. So from the document, call the text box whose name is or whose ID is t2 and store t2 dot value in y after converting into integer. Is this code clear? Okay, read it piece by piece. Call t2 dot value. t2 dot value will be data entered in the t2 text box, correct? और text box की value को बाहर लाओ, convert into integer and store it in y. Now finish. Check here. If x is greater than y, then print x is greater. Else print y is greater. Okay, you want me to repeat this code? Have patience. See, read the code what I have written. पहले दोनों टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में क्या स्टोर है भाई, वैल्यू बाहर लाओ. What is present in x, t1 dot value बताएगा. What is present in second text box, t2 dot value बताएगा. t1 dot value we retrieved and stored in our local variable x for computation. t2 dot value text box से निकाल के we stored it in variable for our calculation or computation. What is the condition? If x is greater than y, write the message x बड़ा है, that means x is greater, or else write the message y is greater. Let's check. So I write the first number as 600, second number as 1200. Okay, I say show. Okay, 1200 is greater. This time उल्टा करके देखो. 340, 55, 340 is greater. I hope you got my point. Is it okay? But now this time what is my criteria, you know? Both the entered numbers should be greater than 100. You understood? See, we are making the criteria strict, people. आप धीरे धीरे strict होते जा रहे हो. I speak the point again. नहीं, x और y एक दूसरे से बड़ा है मत चेक करो. दोनों को भी 100 से चेक करो. Is x greater than 100? Good. Also, is y greater than 100? Good. Then only print the message greater. Otherwise, print the message requirement not satisfied. Are you understanding? दोनों भी 100 से बड़ा है. Both of them are greater than 100. Print the message achieved or greater. Otherwise, print not satisfied. Is it okay? Why Chirag? Why nested if? This can be easily achieved by using logical operator. Is it okay? Chirag, nested if का जरूरत ही नहीं है. हम अभी तक nested if पर आए नहीं. Understood? I have yet not touched the topic called as nested if. You are making the concept complicated if you write nested if. See how? See how? X should be greater than 100. Okay, now I pause here for a moment of time. People, we are sorry, but today we are extending the class by more 10 minutes. Is that fine for you? Humble request to cooperate. एक 10 मिनट और extend किया तो चलेगा? ठीक है, okay. Yeah, I think Krutik has written it correct. Fine. चलिए. So this is our notepad. Logical operators. Okay. Those operators who are used to build a logic, people. You understood the logic? There are a lot of logic. We use logic in Boolean algebra also. Understood? We use logic in coding also. The two most common logic operator is and or. Double ampersand. This is called as and. I'm writing in the bracket. And this is called as pipe. Okay, you will find this sign pipe above your enter key on the keyboard. Billy Bill, my friend, may I know, my dear, what you didn't understand? Exactly what you didn't understand. We would be grateful if you write the concept clear in the chat box. What you didn't understand? Was it language you didn't understand? Okay, mention by the time I continue. Okay, two pipes. So double ampersand, that is called as an AND operator. Two pipes, that is called as logical OR operator. For my friends who are coming here from Python, in Python we don't write double ampersand. I think you write only A and D and directly there. Is it okay? Directly हम AND लिखते हैं Python में. जो बच्चे यहाँ पर Python के background से आ रहे हैं, we don't write double ampersand, we write AND directly and we write OR directly. If you're coming from NumPy, Pandas, people, visualization, analytics, NumPy, Panda, so there we don't use double ampersand for AND, we use only single ampersand and single pipeline for OR. I hope you got my point. Alright, JavaScript makes use of double ampersand and double pipes. Is it okay? Fine. Thank you, Ishwar. Thank you for that. Thank you for your acknowledgement. Now, what is the difference between and OR? Check. If I write like this, A should be greater than 100 and B should be greater than 100. Remember my words. For those who are learning this concept first time, AND is very strict. OR is lenient. वो सब चला लेता है. Okay. When you say AND means what, you know? Both the condition which are joined must be true. Okay, zara bhi lenient nahi hona. Both the conditions should be true. That means A also should be greater than 100 and B also should be greater than 100. I hope you got my point. Is it okay? A also should be greater than 100 and B also should be. Suppose if A is greater than 100 but B is not, that means output will be false. Is it okay? But if you write like this, A greater than 100 or B greater than 100, that means any one is true, then also it is fine. I hope you got my point. Is that clear? For example, I give you one good example. See, yes, true, and means both conditions should be true. Suppose if it rains very heavy, understood? If it rains very heavy and modes of transportation are also closed. बारिश भी आ रहा है, रिक्शा, ट्रेन, बस सब बंद है. Holiday will be declared. You understand? It is raining very heavy and transportation modes are also closed. Holiday will be declared. Is it okay? So that means and means what? Both the conditions should be true. It is raining heavily, but train, bus are all moving on. Holiday will not be declared. Is it okay? Only if both the conditions are true. Is that okay? Concept clear? That is called as and. Or means what? Any one is true. Either it rains heavy or the modes of transportations are closed, holiday will be declared. तो दोनों में से कोई एक भी true हुआ, हाँ तो भाई holiday will be declared. That's what is called as ampersand and operation and or. Right? So coming back to the point here, x should be greater than 100 and wait, y also should be greater than 100. x तो बड़ा होना चाहिए 100 से, y भी बड़ा होना चाहिए. My dear friend, you did not write me in the chat section what you didn't understand. Billy Bilk, that's what's your name, I read here. Okay friends, you have to be clear. If you aren't understanding, please mention. Our team is constantly monitoring on the chat section. Okay, take it. So if x is greater than 100, y is greater than 100, we write, suppose the message greater, both greater than 100, else requirement not satisfied. Okay, requirement not satisfied. So let's see how it works. I enter the first number, say 500, second number 5000, both of them are greater than 100. Okay, both greater. But if I enter first number as 50 and second number as 560, requirement not satisfied. I hope you got my logic understood till here. All of us fine. Okay, now before I could wind off today, sometime it happens, come on, hardly few minutes more, but I want your extreme help this time. कभी कभी ऐसे भी होता है, कंडीशन दो नहीं दो से ज्यादा होते हैं. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? For example, this question I have given to you as an assignment for today. Accept the percentage from the user. All of us accept the percentage. If the percentage is more than 80, print the grade distinction. But if the percentage is between 70 to 80, tell him A grade. If the percentage is between 50 to 70, B grade. And if the percentage is less than 50, C grade. तो आप कितने condition बता रहे हो? Hello boys and girls, are you understanding? So many condition. If greater than 80, else greater than 70 and less than 80. Otherwise greater than 60 and less than 70. Otherwise less than 50, so do that. I hope you got my point. There's so many conditions. So if the conditions are more than 2, दो ही condition है, if else will work. But if the conditions are more than 2, we will have to make use of else if or if else ladder. You understood? Good, my friend. You got the word correct. If else ladder. If else if. Even Krutik has answered there. If else if else if else if. Is that clear? Fine. So take this question. Look, take this question. If you're attending the class with a book and a pen or even on a computer, make sure that you're typing it. अगर आपसे होता है तो. Good. Everyone who have answered here. What I want to know. See what I want here. This question I think I had mentioned in the assignment for today. No. Okay, I think it is here. Yeah, take this one. Come on, take this one as a challenge. Accept a number from the user. All my friends who are present, come on, accept a number from the user. मतलब text box में. Even if you accept in a prompt box, it's fine. And display. No, I'm sorry, not that one. Sorry, not that one. This is an assignment question. Take this one, people. Accept a number and do the following. If the number is divisible by 3, print high. If number is divisible by 5, print by. And if it is divisible by both 3 and 5, so print high by. Are you getting my point? So if a number is divisible by 3, print high. We assume that the number he enters is between 1 to 100. You understood? It's in between 1 to 100. Or even if he enters whatever, that's fine. कोई भी number उससे enter करने दो. If it is divisible by 3, you should print high. If it is divisible by 5, you should print by. And if it is divisible by both, you should print high by. So how to go about it? कैसे करेंगे? फटाफट बताइए. 2 मिनट का काम है. Okay, if you don't mind, can I create another function? Say function, new function. Name of the function is new function. Don't give space here unnecessary. Yeah? This here. इधर space नहीं देना, वो error बताएगा आपको. Okay. So let me take the number from only first text box. I'm not dealing with the second text box this time. So document dot get element by id, that is t1 dot value. Is that okay? Check. If x is divisible by 3. Good. If x is divisible by 3, what to do? Can I copy this code if you don't mind till inner HTML? Okay. So set paragraph ka inner HTML as high. Not else, this time else if, and the condition again. Got it? So else if x is, I'm sorry, I think I wrote it incomplete now. Divisible by 3. Else if x is divisible by 5, what to do? What to do? Inner HTML should be set as by. Okay. Again, else if x is divisible by 3 and x is divisible by 5, both. Correct? If it is divisible by both, then print the message high by. Let us write else in the end. Even if you don't write else, chalega. You want to stop here, you can stop. I am writing else as a last. Else print invalid. Because there is no fourth option. So I am printing it invalid. Is it clear? Right, give me one dry run first. How would it work? Kaise? Suppose if the user enters the number 9. What should be the output? Only high. Am I right? If the user enters the number 10, 10 is not divisible by 3. Now 5 se divisible hai. Dono ka to sawal hi nahi. So this is invalid. If the user enters the number 12, again high. Let me write here only. But if the user, I'm sorry, why 10 is invalid? 10 is divisible by 5, na? Yeah, 10 is divisible by 5. So they will write a by. If I enter the number 15, it should show me high by. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? It should show me high by. Vishwa, else if x mod 5. Correct. Correct, my friend. Correct. Vishwa, you're right. Vishwa 008. You're right. हाँ बट आपको इक्वल 0 लिखना पड़ेगा ना विश्व. x mod 3 = 0 लिखना पड़ेगा. Yes my friend. Yes, Kaliswaran, correct. 10 will give by. You are right. I modified that. Thank you for that. Okay, but you know what, guys? There is one flaw in this program. There is one small flaw in this program. If you could notice, I wait for some few seconds of time. You saw? We are checking first the number is divisible by 3. Then the number is divisible by 5. Then number is divisible by 3 and 5. Is that okay? Come on. Save this and here in HTML, let me call the function new function. Okay, let's get rid of the second text box. ये नहीं चाहिए. Alright, run. Come on, run the code. So enter the number. Let me enter the number as 5. It says bye. I enter the number as 9. It says hi. I enter the number as 12. Boys and girls, hi. I enter the number as 15. Any answer? What should it come? Logical error. Okay, logical error. तो कहाँ error है? If I write 15, hurry up. What is expected? 15 is divisible by both 3 also, 5 also. बताता क्या है वो हमको? Come on, this is 15. It is still showing us high. It should show us high by both, right? What is the problem here, you know? See, 15 first gets checked by the first condition in the ladder. Am I right? Is 15 divisible by 3? Yes. वो true इधर ही हो गया, तो आगे चेक करने जाएगा ही नहीं. You understood? If any one condition in the ladder is true, it comes out of if-else structure. I hope you're getting my point. Yes. So ideally, what should have happened? आपको ये पहले लिखना चाहिए था. Is it okay? This condition should have been written first. So इसको कट करो, यहाँ पेस्ट करो. Alright? और वो x mod 3 को बाद में लिखो. I hope you're understanding my point. Alright? ठंडे दिमाग से देखिए what we are doing. 3 और 5 जो भी आपको लिखना है. If you want to check 3 first, okay. 5 later, okay. 3, 5, 5, 3. That this order will not matter. This order will not matter, I repeat. हाँ, but ये आपको पहले चेक करना चाहिए था. Because number like 15, number like 30, अरे तो it's divisible by 3, or if it is divisible by 5, it will not go to the third criteria ever. Is it okay? Yes, my friend, it is same in Python, but the syntax is bit different. थोड़ा syntax अलग है. Tomorrow, if you want, remind me again. I'll run the same program on Python prompt and show you after the lecture. I hope you got my point. Is it okay? Fine. Take care. So I save this. Hurry up. Run this now. Click the number 15. Did I save it? Okay. Guys, you know what? I changed it, but I did not change the message. Hi, bye. Hi and bye. Correct, na? We changed it. Condition we changed it, but messages we did not change. So let's save this. Let's run this. I write here 15. I say click show. It says hi bye. Confirm again. We write 9. It says hi. We write 25. It says bye. I hope that's clear. Is it okay? All of us? Okay, alright. One moment, please. One moment. Okay. Here we go. Yes, Navin. Yes, we'll do that. Thank you for reminding me for the notes again. Students, I could read. In fact, I read a lot of messages in the form of questions that you were asking me here. Okay. All these doubts I'll solve it tomorrow. Since today we were working in a very time-packed schedule, tough-packed schedule. Chetan says semicolon. I don't know where I missed the semicolon. Did I miss it somewhere? नहीं किधर. हाँ semicolon सब जगह रह गया. बराबर. Thank you. तो ऐसे में output आता भी है ना, then also you should not consider that. It's a bad habit, people. Is that okay? Got the error, ma'am. Navin, what error? I need to check. Click the photo, send me on WhatsApp. I'll see that. I hope you got my point. Difference between double equal to triple equal to. Okay, it's a big explanation. I'll come to that tomorrow. 2 people are asking triple equal to and double equal to. We'll come to that. In fact, in some of the platforms of JavaScript, it says it is deprecated, means not in use. All right, const पूरा topic बाकी है my friend, const पूरा topic बाकी है. Is that okay? Fine. So all these questions I have right in my mind. Due to lack of time, I'll come back and catch you tomorrow. Is that okay? Fine. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the session. I'm going to share this PPT with you. I have written 2 questions in the end as an assignment question for today. This is number 1. That grade wala people display O grade or A grade or B or C grade. And this is number 2, which is a little simple one. You just have to accept a number and return message to the user if it is divisible by both. Is that okay? All of you? Understood? Fine. Alright. Form not opening, ma'am. My friend, I need to check. I need to check. If form is not opening, I need to check. Acha, attendance form is not opening. Okay. Attendance form is not opening. Wait for a moment. That is a problem. Wait for a moment. It was not buffering. In fact, we stopped streaming for a moment. Yes, Raji, it is not necessary. Of course, it is not necessary. But you know what? It makes very easy for the reader. The one who reads the code. When you do not mention the semicolon, it becomes very easy for the one who reads the code to understand the statement ends where. Is it okay? Fine. In fact, I had made this point very clear. You need know it's not mandatory, especially in the Visual Studio Code. Okay, if someone could please acknowledge his attendance form working now. Okay, fine, good. If attendance done, not necessary, Raji. If that was a question, semicolon not, I should say this way, not compulsory but necessary. Yeah. Means Billy, Bilk, I really don't know what you're saying. I don't really understand English, but I understand everything. Means you want me to speak in English or you want me to speak in Hindi? What language you want me to speak? Good, done guys. Those who are done with attendance need not to waste time. Okay, if you are done with the attendance, then you need not to waste time. Okay, my friend, if you do, like, what's the problem? Because your feedbacks really matter to us. Bharat, for Angular or React, in fact, I'm not in a state to answer you right now. But it depends upon what next module we take. You understood? It depends upon what next module will take. So you still consider by 20th of October. You got my point, Bharat? You still consider by 20th of October. You speak French? Oh my god, I don't speak French. Okay, I cannot speak French. But I will try my best not to talk in our native language too much. Okay, fine. Alright, we do not speak French, nor do we understand French. Alright, but we try best to speak in English. Good. Okay, bonjour to you too. Fine, good, thank you. Okay, create a group for us, ma'am. I will do that, my friend. Vishwa008. Which group you want? WhatsApp group is already there. Ping me on WhatsApp, I'll send you the link. We already have one WhatsApp group. Okay, we already have one WhatsApp group. If you're asking for WhatsApp group, I'll do that. For assignment, I will create a group. Yup. Okay, alright, goodbye. Nice time spending with you all. See you back again tomorrow. Bye.